Hey folks, Dude here. Well, I'm also playing around with the new camera, and actually it's not quite a camera, it's a phone. That's right, I got the Samsung Stratosphere, and I'm playing around, and I've actually messed around with a few things. I'm actually playing around to see if this thing actually macros pretty good, so I'm kind of playing with things. This is actually the bolt from a two-gun gunsmithing order I got from one of my friends here on, went through the podcast channel, Gmail account, and of course, he set me up for some work. So basically, I'm wrenching on this stuff. You know what? I might actually have to try to play with this to see if I can get this to work because, I'm actually learning this camera. I just got the phone on, Friday or Saturday or something, and, Mrs. Dude and I got a really good deal. We got basically like a buy one, get one free because we're both members of BJ's, and that's kind of cool stuff. But, okay, you know the way this works, folks. Obviously, just give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm obviously in Dude Gunsmithing Laboratory of Doom. All he who enter here, it kind of Dante's Inferno thing. Well, anyway, the long and the short of it is basically, Dude contracted me to work on his GAT. Two of them, actually. So, basically, the long and the short of it is this gun needed to get some service. You hear the dryer going on over there because I am still doing laundry. I'm in the basement, so I may as well figure out how to do multitasking. So, I'm doing two things at once. Good times. Alright, so the long and the short on that one is basically, he's got me working on his stuff. Now, this is his bolt. I have put a lot of time and effort into this thing. I mean, you can see just how spiffy it is. Not quite. Let me try zooming this out because, I'm still learning this thing to see whether it macros or not. So, let me try zooming it out, okay? Now, this does kind of show the defects to some degree. It doesn't really focus the best, but, okay. Let me try to do this in such a way that it illustrates it pretty good. Let me get something to prop here. Okay. Obviously, I'm done with my wash. And, of course, I do have my center punch, which will be our pointer for today. Okay, notice, and case in point, this bolt has been polished. Notice this defect here, this defect here, this defect way back in here. So essentially this entire port side, entire port side rail is not the best. Now here's the part that really kind of pisses me off. In other, gun videos on YouTube, you've seen them working on stuff. And they refer to guns as vodka guns. Vodka guns are basically guns made by drunk Russians on the bad days of the week. Translation, any day that ends in Y. And the guns really need a lot of work that probably should never, ever be put into them because there's just some drunken sot running the milling machine. Okay, now, this thing was basically made in, I think they're still made in Connecticut, but, okay, that's neither here nor there. If you look at the front of the bolt, it basically has a round cutout now. Okay, that's pretty cool, except for one small problem. For that cutout, that bolt basically fits into, and it's utilized by the Marlin Papoose, because when you let the bolt go forward when there's no barrel in the receiver, the bolt slips into a hole that is that diameter. I know it's not the easiest thing to see with the flash on, but I really can't play with it right now because I'm running this thing, and I don't know the tools. No, I can't even turn the flash off. Okay, so I'm still learning this thing, alright? Yes, this camera will be used for forays into the field when I'm basically doing like towing videos and good stuff like that there. Good times. Okay, but anyway, I'm digressing, but this cutout here that is about, probably about the better part of I'm going to say about 3/4 of an inch because the bolts are actually about 1 inch square. Okay, now this is my classic from one of mine. As a matter of fact, let me just flip around here and I'll show it to you real quick. This is basically that I use to test. Yeah, I'm going to show you the serial number. What the hell? I use this gun to test downstairs in the basement using, that's right, the muffler. The muffler is basically my test medium. I'm not going to get anything illegally, whether it's legal or not, but it quiets it down a lot so I don't rag it up and make a hell of a mess for the neighbors. That's neither here nor there. Okay, well, anyway, this is the test weapon. Basically, it's a Marlin 70HC. It's a spare one. Got a good scope on here. I can actually, peg targets if I want to. Good time. Try to kill that. I can actually peg targets if I want to, way down over there. But let me flip back over here to what I was doing. Okay, so essentially, I've got this. I know my camera work sucks today. Sorry, folks. All right, so basically, I got this new bolt. It's pretty. It's spiffy. No, not really, because it's got all kinds of milling defects. Like I said, the vodka guns. This is basically my bolt. You can see the front of this thing. It's square, okay? I know this is not easy to see with the light screaming on it, but it's square, okay? All the milling marks are good. I mean, everything's all pretty because I worked on this one. But this one has got very minor milling defects, or very, very minor defects as a starting point. Now, essentially what happens is you get a big blob of steel. You drop it in the milling machine, you give it to the guy, he tells the milling machine what to do if he's using a CNC, but this is all built on square lines and very easily made radiuses. You know what, case in point, you probably can almost make this thing by hand. Okay, now the new one has got, like I said, man, you can look at these things side by side. Well, let me try to do them side by side, okay? That might work a little better. Okay, like I said, it's got the defects right in here. Those are pits. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Those are pits. The side of this thing, and that's with a lot of polishing, it's kind of looking somewhat decent. This one is a used bolt, and it doesn't look near as bad as, you know, this is really disgusting. I mean, I really hate to break it down to this, but this is what happens when you have a union shop. They can turn out crap and nobody cares because it's still going to go down the road and everybody's happy because the union's getting tons of money. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing with the new Marlin stuff. I mean, yeah, I'll work on it. I'll definitely try to make it the best that it can be, but from an outset, it sucks, man. It is not good-looking stuff, and I really got to tell you, I'm very disappointed with the newer stuff that's coming out of Marlin. Case in point, if you look at the hammer on every single one of these guns, okay, let's just say, okay, here's the hammer. It's basically a square, that's a rectangle actually, it's a square rectangle, and what they do to make this thing is something called MIM, Metal Injection Molding. They have a mold, they squirt the metal in there, it cools off, it's basically about 95 to 99% of the part size, minor machining, quick blue, done. Saves them a lot of money. But I can tell you for a fact, I can tell these hammers from 5 feet away. That's how bad they are in my opinion. If you look at these hammers, okay, this is basically a rectangle. You look on the top of the hammer, there is a dimple right there on every single one of them. Is it something that's going to really make them hard to work with? No. Is it something that basically gives it inherent, well, shortcomings in strength? Yeah. Here's the other thing too. Okay, notice. Let's just do a quick and simple here. This would be the new one. This would be the old one. This is your classic machinist trick. Good metal. Good metal. Good metal. Good metal. I don't know why. The old one doesn't ring. The new one does. It doesn't ring. That one does. Now, supposedly when metal rings, it's better metal. So maybe what it is they're using better steel with horrible machining. I don't know. I have yet to break one of these bolts. I have yet to wear one of these bolts out. And there's Marlin rifles from the mid-60s that are still shooting reliably to this day with, I can't even tell you the round count on them. But I can tell you for a fact, even with better metal, you know what it is? That one, this one, no. You know what? If I put the two on a scale side by side, they're probably going to be really close in weight. I don't know, man. This one seems, it's one of these little inherently minor things. I mean, if you put the two side by side and hit them at the same temperature, you know what? I probably still could feel the difference between them. I mean, I don't know what it is. There's some little about it that I'm just really not crazy about. I'm cluing in on, and it's just annoying, man. I mean, you know, companies try to save a few bucks, and yes, this is my, not quite patented yet, by my modification that I used to make the hammers kick the things back and work smoothly. Alright, but I know this is a rambling-ass video, but I'm playing with the camera, I'm playing with parts, I may be a little jagged, I probably need some more Pepsi, and I definitely need some more lunch. Maybe I should just introduce you to the kitties. You know what? I'll do that. I'll introduce you to the basement kitties. Basement kitties. That's right, basement kitties. This is the Henry. Henry is a fairly substantial tomcat. You can always tell him because he's got the spot on the end of his tail. He's a good guy. He's actually a very good guy. Adopted him from the guys next door. This is Teapot. And there's a reason why I call him Teapot. Come on, you're not going to do it now, are you? Well, he squeaks. He does not meow, really, he squeaks. And he's basically a scaredy cat. He's really a scaredy cat. All right, folks, I'm going to break off on this one and, go on from there, but where you hanging? Oh, Henry's over there. All right, folks, I'm going to break off on this one, but this is kind of my rambling new video from the new camera from the basement, and hopefully it makes some kind of sense. I'm going to upload it with my Wi-Fi because using Verizon to upload your video kills your 2 gigs of bandwidth that you're allowed per pay. So I'm going to simply just use my Wi-Fi because I got Wi-Fi. Good times. All right, I'm going to break off on this one. Oh, crap. The stop button is on the other side of the camera. Let me see if I can do this in such a manner that actually works. All right, folks. See me working on my stuff here. Keep it a 10 ring. Eat good. And as always here on the 80s Podcast channel, I'm going to say see it as always